Let's do it, baby.
Marriage is based generally on religious principles, so I think without religion, there's probably no need for marriage.
Okay, so you believe that God has a place in the marriage?
Absolutely.
At first I go to God, then I go to my husband if I have any issues or anything like that.
Okay.
So absolutely, God plays a huge part in marriage.
Okay. It's so God definitely does play a role, but and you said you will reference God and then your husband. How does he play into that? What is his viewpoint on that, or how does he deal with that?
With my husband, or just with, well, my husband doesn't take offense to it because he does the same thing. If he has any issues or anything, you know, he'll go to church and he'll pray about it, and then he'll tell me about it.
Hey. What's happening? What's happening, baby? What's up, family? It's your man, Disco, and my right-hand man.
This is your boy, Celis. I'm glad you can join us tonight.
Yes, sir. We got a good one tonight. Cell, what's up, dog? Where you been, man? I ain't seen you in about a week, Slim.
Hey, you know how it is, man. Memorial Day weekend, man. You can't really get people online, man. Everybody y'all getting drunk. I was right with them.
Somebody said they seen you on somebody's bike somewhere with a thong on, your shirt tied up or something. I'm trying to figure out what's really going on with that.
Nah, they ain't see me, bro.
Huh? You sure?
I don't hop on back of bikes, man.
You want on back of nobody's bike?
I don't get on back of bikes on me.
With a motherfucking... They said you ain't have a G string, you had a Y string. Why the fuck he got on this string?
It's all good, man. It's all good. Get a shout out to my Mavericks before we get started on here, man.
Oh,
let's get them, Dallas. Let's get them.
Oh, that's right. The game on now, ain't it?
Yeah, it's on now, man.
But our fans choose to be with us, and that's what's up right there. Cause we better than the game right now, at least for the next 58 minutes. But we got a good show for y'all tonight, family. Today we talking about man's word, God's word. What's going on in the marriage? Whose word is more prominent? Should God even be a part of your marriage? What? You know?
That's right.
What you got on this?
Man, I'm saying, man, before we get started, I'm going to try to give everybody a general idea where we coming from tonight, you know, because, you know, you got this man law versus God word. So it's like, I mean, what does God have to do with marriage? I mean, that's my question. Before the Bible buttons jump down my throat, hear me out. I'm not asking if married people should have no faith or no spiritual connection if they so choose, but what I'm talking about is the actual nuptials. I'm sure back in the day when weddings were invented, it was about the love between them and whoever and whatever God the couple believed in. But I feel as if the modern day marriage is removed from that. Today's marriage seems more about legal documents and a man's word than love and God's words. Perhaps when Joseph finally made an honest woman out of Mary, they exchanged vows and the community recognized their union, and that was the end of the story. Nowadays, you need a license with legal recognized witnesses, insurance on rings, prenups, and a whole lot of paperwork. Basically, before you say "I do," a lot of other people have to give legal approval for that. To even be recognized by man. I hate to say it, but it seems like God's approval is secondary now to marriage.
Wowzers. So God's approval is secondary to marriage.
Yeah. Right. So when did love become a business?
Hey, you're right. Love became a business a long time ago, though, man. I honestly believe nowadays, people not getting married for the reasons people was getting married for, like back in the 50s and the 40s, the 60s, you know, when our great grandparents was getting married, you know. Back then, they was getting, a lot of them was having like 7, 8, 9 kids, but the father was dead. He was marrying them. Nowadays, I believe it's people getting married more for material or status type reasons. You know what I mean? For more for financial gain. But my thing is, in relationship to this topic, whose word should be more prominent? Some stone throwers gonna hate me, but I honestly believe that a man's word plays more out in the marriage, because a man is there physically in the marriage. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you can believe in God and trust in God and pray to God. You can do all that, but honestly, who's really bringing home the bacon? Who's really providing for the household? People say, well, God is allowing that man to provide for the household, but at the same time, it's all that is, honestly, to me, is just having the faith. You can have faith all day, but honestly, faith ain't gonna pay the bills. Faith not gonna put food in your mouth. Faith not gonna put clothes on your back. If you don't get out and get it, it's not gonna happen. So I believe that the man or the woman, their words should be bond. You know what I mean?
Right.
What do you think?
I totally agree with you, man. But at times it's changed, though, man. I guess in today's society, man, it seems everything is about expense and status. Versus back then it was about building a family, making it, going through the goods and the bads. You know what I'm saying? Even if the father stepped out on the marriage, more than likely the wife didn't leave. She didn't ask for a divorce.
Right.
And sometimes I hear people say, I'm gonna pray on it, I'm gonna put it in God's hands, and God gonna make the decision. But to me, man, I feel like at the end of the day, it's your decision. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't think God plays a part in you praying on something or making a decision. It's your marriage. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is more of a man's law than God's word, because you're physically here. You're physically going through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're praying on something to get better or to make it work, when reality is you have to make it work.
Exactly. But people say you got a lot of people. I say it's more females than males say that the well, like you said, I'm gonna put it in God's hands. My man, he doesn't want me to do this, or I want him to do that. He won't do that, but I won't do this because I don't believe God wants me to do this. But you're in that marriage, you're in that union. I'm not gonna say you need to listen to your husband, but fuck yeah, you do. You need to. If when you're married, you become one. So if y'all two don't agree, it's going to be kind of hard. If you fighting him saying, I'm not going to do this because God doesn't want me to do this, well, sooner or later, depending on what it is, he's going to bounce, Yeah. Or things going to get bad in that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. I don't think no one goes into a marriage thinking about divorce, but the world we live in makes that an unfortunate reality, man. You got now the paperwork takes procedures, over everything. And then it's like, I hear some couples, man, it's like, even though that man might not believe in God like the way that you do, or go to church every Sunday, that doesn't speak upon his actions or what you do for him. What he do for you. So it's like, I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. I believe there's a higher being, and I don't want to get off the subject with it, but I think at the end of the day, like I keep saying, it's man's law. And I think that when you get married, the man should lead and the woman should follow. But nowadays, you got so many women who wants to lead and be so independent and have so much lip. Yeah, I said it, lip.
So kind of veering off the subject a little bit. So you believe that a woman is supposed to follow the man? You don't think a female can lead in the marriage, or should lead in the marriage?
Nah, she shouldn't have to lead in the marriage. The man should lead in the marriage. It's not about financial status. I just think that the man should be able to lead. He should be able to step forth and say, this is how things is going to be ran. Or now if he talking some outrageous stuff, then yeah, she steps up and speaks up. But I just think that the man should lead, man. So
what if the woman goes to church every Sunday, Wednesdays, but the man doesn't go to church, but she wants him to go to church? Who should he go just because she want him to, or should he go if he believes?
I say you only go if you believe. Only you walking into church faking and pretending, you don't want to be there. So you're not even getting the message. You're just there because your wife wants you there. you know, and she's going to realize you ain't getting the message.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why even go? You know, I mean, again, just because he doesn't go to church shouldn't stop the fact of how he feel for you or love you.
So he shouldn't go just to appease his wife.
No, because you're going to go and you're not going to want to be there. You're not going to be there. Dog,
Yeah.
I done been to church. You know what I'm saying? Just not going to want to be there, and she's going to see it, and then that's going to add an extra problem. So you know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, man.
So you
I mean,
got-
I guess let me ask you this question, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, do you think people have forgotten what marriage is about?
Hell yeah. I'm gonna jump out there and say 80 to 85% of marriages today has forgotten what marriage is about, man. Look at all these stars getting married. I think these stars are getting married just to be getting married. Look how many relationships they run through. You know?
But
Go ahead.
I say, even if they wasn't stars, man, they still run through relationships.
That's
It's in
true.
the public eye.
But and divorce rate now is just sick, man. It's crazy, and it's people getting married. That goes back to me saying earlier. People are getting married for the wrong reasons, man. People are getting married because this dude made her feel like she was special for that moment, or the dude want to marry the broad because he don't want her to be with nobody else. You know, because she looks good and she got a nice job. He want to go ahead and lock her down. That's really what it's boiled down to. It's not necessarily people getting married because they in love, man. You know, it's
Right.
it used to be, man. You date, or what they call courting back then, maybe a year or two, something like that. But people just jumping out there now, just off to nothing. 3-4 months getting married.
Yeah.
Getting married
But
for the wrong
sometimes-
reasons.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's the wrong reason, sometimes it's the right reason, man. I heard stories where somebody known each other for 2 years, decided to get engaged, get married, maybe the 3rd or 4th year later, and they divorced, you know, by that year after, or the 2 years down the road. Then I hear people who met 1 week, you know what I'm saying, got engaged another month later, got married a month later, and been together for the last 9 years and still going on. So I think it's all about your effort, you know, what you want to put into it. Again, I don't know if God plays a part in your effort, because that's based on you as an individual.
So how about this? How do people say, okay, I'm waiting for the man that God's going to bring me, or I'm not going to date nobody until God brings me that right one? How the hell you going to know when that right one is? How do you know who? You know what? God damn it! I hate to do this, man, because you know I was brought up in church or what have you. But I'm gonna say it. We keep it real on this show, so I got to do it. Everybody give all praises to God and raise him high in glory. That's fine. But people forget, man, that the devil has powers as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
He has just as much powers as God does. Okay, ultimately, good prevails evil, but the devil has some extreme powers as well. So how you know the devil is not bringing that man in your life? You know, how you know the devil is not setting that marriage up for you to last 10, 15 years, and then bang, he catch you at the end of it, fucking your sister or your mother or something like that. You know, how do you know what is right for you? You keep saying, I'm going to wait for God to bring this man. What if he doesn't? You got to go out there and get that. You can't just sit around and wait. Telling me I'm going to wait for God to bring me this man, because the devil going to mess around and bring you somebody too. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. He can smile on your face, charm you, and be the most evilest person once he get through them doors.
Right, exactly. So, but back to that. What if a guy, like you said, he doesn't want to go to church, but the female does? How is that going to work out? A lady that just goes to church constantly, in the church, she a Christian, she lives by the faith. How's she going to be with a man who doesn't want to go to church? How she that doesn't
I mean, that,
read the Bible, that type of thing, you know?
but that should have been established before the words "I do" came into play. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, before they walked down that aisle, they had to have this conversation. You know, he might have said, "One day I'm going to go, but right now it's not for me." But it doesn't change me as a man and how I feel about you, and I'm going to provide for us as a family. You know, I mean, just because I'm not walking in the church, that don't mean I'm doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's two different things. You know, he could live in the right way. He just don't got to go to church on Sundays. He provide for his family, taking care of his wife, taking care of his kids, doing everything he possibly can do. He just don't want to walk into church right now. And I'm just saying, that's something that they had to have a